today we have some like new guests, and we were about to make it for a long, long time now. And I would say, like, maybe you introduce yourself, Farida, and then I will tell you why I will interview her.
Really nice to do this with you, Polly.
Yes.
I am Farida Gesser, and I would say I'm the Boom Boom Mama.
Yes, you are.
And yeah, I mean, how to introduce myself. I have different sides, and I think Boom Boom kind of like collects them all into one purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Boom Boom is also the reason why we're here. And maybe to explain a little bit more, you had your first festival this year. And this is actually crazy because like you started already to do the Boom Boom birthdays.
Yeah.
So how did it come that you created a whole fucking festival out of it?
So the idea of Boom Boom was a very spontaneous birthday party. It was my first summer in Berlin, and I was with my friend, and we were like, okay, let's celebrate my first birthday in Berlin. That was 5 years ago, in 2021, right after Corona, when everyone was so tired of like being captivated. And then it kind of escalated into this ritual every summer in June, you know, marking the beginning of the summer, where everyone's like, yay, let's, you know, let go and finally be together. Yeah. And then after 4 years, I just realized that somehow it's not really about me anymore. It's kind of about everyone that is involved. And I've also noticed that there are so many talents in my community that I would just love to kind of like have a collaboration of everyone, like everyone bringing in what they can bring, and on a professional level, in a amateur level, it doesn't really matter as long as we're just like creating something beautiful. And that's when I decided, okay, like within, I don't know, a day, I was like, no, we're gonna do this now as a festival. It's not about me anymore. And yeah, that was beginning of this year.
Yes, I've heard a lot of good stuff about it, and I really want to know, how did you learn to create it?
Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So basically, what gave me the motivation to do this was my full-time job at MTV, because it was the first push into like the music industry, and seeing also how music is managed from like a corporate side kind of gave me the push to manage something personal as well, kind of get inspired from like the big scene and take what I want to take from it and apply it to my world. And this is basically what I did. In the beginning, I used to work alone. I remember like probably for 2.5 months or 3 months, of course, with the support of some friends. And there was nothing really official back then. It was just me with people coming and going with their capacity. And at some point, I realized, okay, I cannot do this alone. And that's when I started asking people if they want to like be part of a team, let's call it. Like back then it was still also kind of vague. And until we were like kind of 5 people, I would say, running the show, with me in a way leading the whole thing, because honestly, like until the last minute, I think not everyone was aware of what we can do and like the potential that we have.
Yes.
And I had this like really clear vision that it's gonna work out. We just need to like focus on it and dedicate the energy. And I think when everything happened on the ground, I think the team was the most surprised, more than the people themselves, because they saw what they can do and the potential that they have if we work together.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Wow. Like, I
I'm
mean,
gonna cry.
how many floors were there also like to plan?
So there were 3 in general, but they were not working. Like the music was not on the whole time. We would have a music pause on in every stage, so people can also sleep at night. Like the main stage, for example, in the forest would end around 2 in the morning because, you know, for the people camping and want to sleep early.
Yeah.
I also do not really like support or like the idea of festivals where there's music all the time, because the focus is not really just about the music. You know, music is one of the elements that creates a festival. And
Yeah.
exactly. So three stages. One in the forest, one in a like an let's call it a circus tent, and one in the bunker under the ground.
Wow. Yeah, you have to say also, or need to explain me, like, how did you get to, like, rent this out, and when did it start, like, to already plan this all? Because I heard it's, like, a big ground.
Yeah.
And was far, but,
Yeah.
like, still usable.
It was, so basically the location scouting was the most difficult part because I'm not really like, this is not really my specialty. And I remember in the winter, we found, like, just another option and this option, and that's all we had. And I remember everything was already fully booked. You know, in Germany everyone thinks ahead, way ahead. And it was already March, and the festival was in June. And so we went to see this one location. It was too small, too, like, you know, neighbors around. And then I heard, like, a friend recommended this place. And there's a collective called Under that runs this land, I would say. But this land is actually private, which belongs to, like, someone here from Germany. And we went to check it out with this collective. And I went with Majd back then. And we went there, and it was just like calling us to, like, come and make something on this land. It just feels like a festival ground. It's so beautiful. It has so much potential. And what was the question again? I forgot.
The other question: how long did it, or like, when did you already start to, like, plan all of this?
So the decision, I took the decision end of February, and
wow,
yeah. And I think it happened really within a few hours. And I asked Majd back then if he thinks this makes sense. And and then I went for it and just posted a story on Instagram saying, okay, like, you know, these are the dates. I put the dates out without even knowing where and if I will find the place where the dates align. And I just, I just really believe that it will happen. And that's how I usually, like, manage my life also. Just decide things, and I know other things will align to that decision.
And it really did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, how many people arrived there?
So all in all, we were roughly like 190 people.
Wow. Yeah, because I remember this ground where you that you
birthday.
booked. Yeah, because it is famous for the time when the corona was.
Events that took place there. Like this Under collective has been running the place for, I think, a couple of years. And before then, the place was not even, like, made for, you know, there was a lot of work put in from that collective to make it look like that, you know, so you can even walk around and, you know, the stairs there,
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So it was all new now, like, kind of like really renovated, kind of.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What did you need it for requirements to get this place?
So
was there anything?
Honestly, like, we had to really work around with what we got. So there was no electricity. There is no running water. There's no water in general. So this is something that we had to manage ourselves.
And, like, how much money did it cost you in the end? Like, maybe for people who want to start like something like this.
So with everything, like, with the budget for literally everything, is roughly around 14,000 or 13,000. Yeah.
Wow. Like, and in the end,
if you buy everything, you know, the lights, the decoration, the logistics, everything,
it's so expensive. Of course. Also, like, showers and stuff you also have to install, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
But the showers, I mean, honestly, we were very creative and very organic with the showers. This is something, for example, that we want to focus on the next year. Infrastructure has to be upgraded big time, because also, like, a lot of people, I mean, if you cannot have that properly, then no one will have fun, you know.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
So, like, this means this year we get again, like, a boom boom.
Yes! Second edition will be on. We're already starting. We had like a team meeting, just talking about the experience together and who wants to be on board for the second edition. We have new faces joining. And yeah, we have definitely this is now like a fresh start where we all work together, because like I told you, last year it was just like improvised, you know, just starting with me and then like asking someone like unofficially if they want to help, and then
Yes.
the other person supporting and coming and going, and it was just like a really a spontaneous project.
Were there also things where you maybe thought you might not make it for this festival? Was there any difficulty?
Before the festival, honestly, like, of course, there were things that would show up that were really like hard to deal with, but I never doubted this. Like, I think also in general, like, this project has been like the most passionate project of my life. It's really hard for me to focus on anything in general in my life, and I think this is because it's always focused on one point, and this project kind of summarizes everything I'm passionate about, also including a lot of people that I really love, and it just makes sense, you know, and it just happens. And I actually did see it that way, like I wasn't surprised when it happened. You know, actually, if anything, I mean, the self-critic in me would have wanted to have things better. But I was really proud. I was just this collective pride, really. And but of course, some things like happened even during the festival that could have been really catastrophic. Like a funny story, for example. You know, like we had no electricity, so we had like generators. And at some point, the electricity ran out. Like, I don't know what happened. And then the whole team, like, I remember, like, they all ran, like, rushing through the back of the stages. And, like, there was this... so Gigo was there, one of the team, and he wanted to save the day because, like, someone accidentally put diesel instead of benzene, or, like, the other way around.
No.
And then Gigo literally just chugs it out, like, you know, and just tries to save the day, and actually it worked, you know. And imagine, like, something going wrong within this moment, and how it could have, like,
oh God, no,
gone bad, you know. So yeah.
Wow.
But it did work. And we learned from it, you know. We had like really big lessons in this first edition.
I would also say the first ones you don't do for the money.
No, not at all.
No.
I really didn't care if I'm losing. Until like after the festival, like during, you know, like when we're breaking things apart, like taking things back home, I still had no idea if we broke even or if we lost money or have some money left. We just didn't know that.
Damn, how was it in the end? Like, did all of your like members get this from their money out, or how did you like even funded it?
Well, I mean, there were tickets, and there were helper tickets. There were full tickets. People who want to volunteer, people who want to like help with aufbau, like
the
build up, exactly. So this is really, and honestly, like a lot of people like put in money where it was not expected. Like most of the team put money in, like, you know, and some artists, and like really, I think this is why it worked, you know, because just everyone was taking part financially and energetically.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like in the end, would you like?
We broke even.
You broke even.
Yeah, thank God we broke even.
Wow.
It was like we have some still like issues happening because of like I don't really know if I should talk about this, but other than that, thank God we like covered the costs and like we can start fresh again, like we're optimistic.
Yeah, but this is normal. There's always complication coming, but that's normal. But what I also want to ask, maybe something else.
Okay.
Like, because I always ask myself, why do you call it Boom Boom?
This is like a really like okay. I mean, it's a really random story. Yeah. So during that time, I had this like I spent a few days in Egypt in this kita in this kindergarten, and I was working with children. And then like this little kid would come and like tell me, "Oh my God, I'm shaking my boom boom."
No.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my God, I really love that word, you know, and then when I went to Berlin, I was like, which word can summarize, you know, the movement of the boom boom and like the heart, you know, like the boom, the beat of the heart and the music, like the beat of the music. So I was just, you know, creating this WhatsApp group, and I just instantly wrote boom boom, and and it stayed, and and we never changed it. And I think, you know, it's just,
No.
yeah.
It's
I love
amazing.
it. Yeah. And some people call it bum bum, which is more like actually like the bum bum shaking. And yeah, they can call it whatever they want. I mean, as long as they're happy. Yeah.
Yeah, I was also thinking about like boom boom shaking and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that it was really coming from a kid. I love it.
It's deep also because of the music and the heartbeat.
Of course.
It's also like, you know,
it's double sides. Yes. I love it. You know, like I remember this in the end, like you had this video where you're on the stage and everybody was like celebrating and everybody's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I felt like this was like a great moment.
Yeah.
And maybe from your perspective, where did you find like a really rewarding like moment where you felt like, oh yeah, you actually made this?
Oh, there is this one moment.
Yes.
Actually, I think everyone was with me in that moment. It was Saturday, late afternoon. There was so everyone was, I think, on the main stage during that time, and I think everyone was on the same mental trip. And there was this live band, Pulza, and they were playing, and it was beautiful. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna take myself out of this, and I'm just gonna go like an observer and walk around and see this from a third perspective. And I would just look at people in their eyes, and they would look at me, and there's this like, you know, we're talking with each other, and I'm like, we made it, and you know, I can see that they know what I'm talking about. I would have tears in my eyes, and just walked around. Also found people from the team, and I would thank them so much. And I think that moment was like the moment where everyone was feeling the same. Also, I think when you spend enough time also with a group of people, at some point you align in the mental journey that you have, you know, go through on a festival, especially if it's a community festival that small. Everyone is connected in a way, so that's what makes it also special. And I would love to stay not as small as possible, but still contained in a way that we have this intimacy within the festival.
Do you already have some sold tickets like for this year? Or?
I don't know, like we're not like we're gonna have our kickoff meeting like next week.
So it's still not out there.
Yeah, no, not yet, but like should be out there soon, like super soon.
Really?
Everyone's like planning their summer already. It irritates me. Like I have to reserve people for that date, you know.
Yeah, no. But this date I need to put in. Normally I don't, but if it's like people you know, that's something special.
Yeah.
So that's why, and I think it was also really fair. I've heard even like you had this kind of like worker tickets, but the people still received like they didn't work too much, but they also received a lot of food like the whole time and stuff.
Yeah, there was definitely crazy. Which was actually not planned, by the way. Like this also came organically. So we thought helper ticket for 100, and that people can work 2 hours, which is really not a lot for a festival, you know. No. Like other festivals, I mean, okay, for other festivals you don't pay anything, but you work 16 hours, like 2 times 8 hours,
and you don't get food mostly.
No, and that's why I thought, okay, so we need the money, so might as well pay a little bit more, but work less. Therefore, but sometimes it was just really a bit casual, you know. Even like people who helped, some people like from the other side, not just like the taking, even the giving, people would give much more than 2 hours, or friends would come even help with the build up, even though they paid the ticket, you know. Which, I mean, this is why it worked at the end. I honestly also didn't really it was a new perspective to me to work with friends, you know, because I come from a place where I do everything on my own. I'm also like I have clear visions, and it's hard sometimes to let's say have compromise, and doing that with friends, it really was super. It was like starting a new relationship, you know. You have your friends that you spend good time with, you have, I don't know, you know, you spend daily life with, and then you do this project, and then it's like you start over with this friend. Like, who are you? Like, how do you work? What do you like to do? Oh, you don't like this part of me? Okay, like, and then we kind of like relearn our bond, you know. And I have to say, like, with some people, it really gave us much more depth in our friendship.
Nice.
And with some other people, I mean, it's also okay. It was super challenging, and we came out of this edition knowing we definitely like grew as a team. And for this year, it's just probably the most important thing to do is to have structure within the team. We're also thinking about having like, you know, like a core team, like an extended team, and supporters. Like core team are people who like really are behind, you know, the wheel, like carrying the biggest responsibilities. And then extended team are people with less capacity, who don't have to join every meeting but need to show up when their responsibility, you know, arrives. And supporters who just support in like a specific field. I don't know. And I think that gives more clarity even when it comes to expectations, decision making, and
of course, it's new when you like start something out of scratch. Like you always need to at first make your experience, I guess, before.
So last year, I mean, I would say there is a team, but it's really hard to point and say this person did this and this person did that, because it was still.
Of course, it can fluctuate, you know, it can change it, and that's totally fine. But let's see how many are this year, but I think it grows quick. So also, though, maybe about you, like, what did you learn about yourself maybe through the festival? Because also you get to know yourself more under stress, under all of this planning.
So apparently, like, it is official that I am like my mother when it comes to work.
Yes.
Which is like crazy. But I was really surprised at my own self because, like I told you, I have never thought that I would be so passionate about something. There was a time where I would even take the laptop with me to bed and like put it next to me, so in the morning I wouldn't lose time going to the bathroom. And you know, this is how focused I was, and that is a surprise that I have this side, and I am really actually proud of myself for this. What else did I learn? I am learning how to deal with people in general when it comes to something professional, how to communicate things and how to listen, how to do compromise. I think this is really challenging, especially if this is your baby.
Yes.
And you usually want to protect the baby, so it's like when someone touches the baby, it's like, you know. But I'm really like, I have the best team. I have the best people that I can do this with, you know, like this practicing of communication. Because at the end of the day, like, we love each other, and we know this is something aside, you know, and there's friendship first. So this is something I'm learning. Something else is that I just really I love that whenever there's an obstacle, I just really take that obstacle and use it in my favor, because this is really how creativity works. Like, to be creative is to see what is standing in your way and take that and actually create something that works for you. And which means that there's no limitation for anything, really. Like, you can go as crazy and as mad as you can, and this is real art for me, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you really believe that you did it in the end?
Like I told you, I think I had this vision already, and
it
came to life. And the self-critic in me would have wanted more, but I was also like just trying to be realistic and just be proud of myself, so this can be sustainable, you know. Like, you know, just keep my feet on the ground. And
of course,
okay.
Man, it's no. I guess you also need to have it on the ground, because it is a crazy feeling. I can imagine that you like actually had a baby now, and it's like growing.
And the baby, and now it's a community baby. You know, it's not just like with a parent or something, which means the baby is happier.
Yes,
you know, we'll grow in a happy family.
Yeah, of course, and you're learning from your mistakes or whatever it is, and you know, we grow like beautiful and more beautiful, of course. And maybe also what I'm asking, like, because like we have to come soon to an end, but maybe people curious about like how did you get this artist?
Mm.
How did you feel all 3 stages? And also you did courses, so how did you feel that?
Actually, that was like the easiest part of the festival.
Ah, okay.
Because, like I told you, the reason why I did this is because there are too many talented people around me. They're so beautiful. I really have to like get them together. So finding the artist was already like there, you know. I think if anything, we overloaded ourselves with artists, you know, like
nice.
we had like too many offerings for a first edition for only like 190 people.
Yes.
We could have offered way less so people can actually not be so overwhelmed, if anything. Yeah. So for next year, I think if we're more people, I would even just keep the same amount of artists we see with the artist booking team. But yeah, that was easy. Yeah.
Wow.
The hard part was doing the lineup.
Yeah.
Because every artist has this requirement, has this wish or like a limitation. I can't do this day. I can't do that day. Hey, my friends, I don't. It's okay. I don't like. That was hard. You know, dealing with artists. You know, like because I am an artist myself. And
yes.
I know it's a stereotype, but the thing is, you also have to like be nice and show them that you really care about them because we really care, you know, because these are like the jewels of this, you know, of the festival.
Of course.
And somehow we have to respect their needs, you know, and yeah.
Okay. This is okay. I thought this might be maybe the hardest part because you had a lot of artists, but you're right. Yeah. Like I know from your birthdays already, there were always like so many DJs.
Yeah.
And but that's all you learn. Like you will always get better and better.
Yeah.
Maybe next times they have their own times.
Yeah.
Maybe it will be. So we're coming to the last question.
Okay.
A little bit more towards to the future.
Okay.
How you want the festival to grow in the future? I mean, you already said a bit, but do you have like a clear vision what you want to reach?
Actually, yes. I really want to keep it contained. The main focus of this, like even the way we promote, we're not trying to reach strangers. We're trying to reach our friends and their friends and maybe their friends, but really so that everyone in the festival kind of like knows each other or has a chance to get to know someone that is not so far from you. So I mean, I don't know which future we're talking about, but I generally do not like big festivals. And
me neither.
I do not see Boom Boom growing more than 1,000 people at some point. I do not see that. Like, I think that would be like the ceiling of the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's really not your goal that it like goes as big as.
I hope I don't change my mind one day. I don't know what life does to a person, but now in this phase, I just do not want to. No, it's much more beautiful when you go there.
It is,
like more intimate, and intimacy I think is the most beautiful thing on a festival. You know,
definitely.
So that would be it. And my dream is actually to take Bombo at some point and move it to the desert in Egypt because this is my favorite place in the whole world, and I can see Mumbo moving there in the winter and then happening here in the summer with the same crowd. I mean, if that's possible, you know, which means it has to grow so people can actually, you know, go there. And
it sounds amazing. That's literally always like happening. People going to different like countries, and I could imagine it could be such a cool idea.
Yeah.
So who knows? But maybe just one last question.
Yeah, of course.
I have so much questions.
I'm all yours.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like it's always popping up. But you know, will you have this year again the same like location?
This
from the German guy.
So this we will decide on it on like next week. We will decide next week on this matter. I personally am pushing for last year's location, so we can take that energy and put it somewhere else. You know.
Yes.
We already we're familiar with the location. We can work on what went wrong and how we can, you know, better ourselves. I'm pushing for that. There are still no other options. That's why it's really looking like it's gonna be there.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. But like, do you have something in like at the last like you want to say?
No. Well, people can buy their tickets early so we can
I
work
will.
properly. Thank you.
Yes, I will definitely send also already like you have also the website and stuff in, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know.
Thank you.
And thank you
That
so
was
much,
amazing.
Farida.
My first podcast.
Yes!
Yay.
I'm happy that was with me.